Do you really think you know the baddest gunfighter in the galaxy? Is it Han Solo? Boba Fett? What about the one who beat a Jedi? Get ready to argue with your buddies, because you're about to see the definitive list of the top 10 gunslingers in Star Wars, ranked by skill, speed, and pure survival instinct. Let's settle the debate, once and for all. Number 10, Kalo Nord. Some gunslingers shoot for money. Kalo Nord shot for certainty. During the Jedi Civil War, his name traveled faster than his blasters. First introduced in the 2003 video game Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, he was a bounty hunter who never missed, never hesitated, and never counted past 3. That was his rule, his signature warning line. He'd raise both Mandalorian heavy blasters, look his target in the eye, and start counting. 1, 2. By 3, no one was left standing. Sold into slavery by his own parents, he murdered his masters, hunted down his family, and erased every bounty hunter who came for him. The Bounty Hunters Guild eventually deemed him too dangerous and canceled the contract on his head, a feat almost unheard of. Nord, in turn, hunted down and killed the people who placed the bounty in the first place, ensuring his reputation was built on fear and finality. By the time he was a prominent figure, it was rumored he had killed more people than the Iridonian Plague. His willingness to take on Jedi and Sith alike on behalf of the highest bidder, combined with the sheer number of lives he ended, secures his place as one of the most feared and effective gunslingers the galaxy has ever known. And while Nord's trigger was born from survival, our next gunslinger shows what happens when precision comes with poise. When every shot carries both duty and grace. Number 9. Padme Amidala. Padme surprisingly kind of likes the violence. Here's this innocent queen at 14. Calm, graceful, pure diplomacy, and then you blink and she's a markswoman with a blaster. From royal gowns to firefights, Padme was never out of place. Her weapon of choice was the classic ELG-3A diplomatic blaster pistol. She was specifically trained for its usage from a young age by Captain Panaka as part of her security detail as Queen of Naboo. During the Battle of Naboo in The Phantom Menace, she leads her guards through the halls of Theed Palace, fighting her way through battle droids to capture Nute Gunray. She wasn't just holding her own, she looked comfortable doing it, like blaster fire was just another part of her royal routine. And by the time of the Geonosis battle, she's standing shoulder to shoulder with the Jedi. No armor, no force, just blasting away. And in the Clone Wars, she only got sharper. From escaping Trade Federation ships to outshooting mercenaries, Padme never lost her cool. She's the scariest diplomat in the galaxy with a blaster, calm, precise, and never second-guessing a shot. She even manages to get the drop on Aura Singh, one of the deadliest bounty hunters out there, and stuns her with a single blast. But not every legend draws from calm. Some win by breaking every rule in the book. Shoot first, everything else second. And no one embodies that better than the next name on this list. Number 8, Cassian Andor. So why does Cassian Andor make this list? Because when the moment comes, when everything's on the line, he doesn't flinch. The moment we meet Cassian, we know exactly what he's about. On Morlana 1, he's cornered. 2 guards, nowhere to run. Dresser begs, but it doesn't matter. Cassian doesn't flinch. 1 shot, and it's over. That's the line he crosses without a word. No hesitation, no regret, just survival. In a galaxy where most people freeze when it's time to act, Cassian moves, fast, cold, and because he has to. And that's what makes him such a good gunslinger. He doesn't waste a second thinking about what has to be done. He kills Arvel Skeen mid-sentence, drawing and firing in under a second. The guy's trigger finger has practically built half the rebellion by now. Seriously, how many shots has this man fired in the name of freedom? In Season 2 of Andor, we see him save Mon Mothma's life during her escape from the Senate, with not a care in the world if he has to shoot his way out. Completely unshaken, it's Cassian at his core, doing whatever it takes to survive. The man even kills Tivik, his own informant to keep rebel intelligence from falling to the Empire. And at the end of it all, half dead on Scarif, he still puts a round into Krennic so Jyn can transmit the plan. Andor is a perfect rebel operative because he gets the job done without hesitation. His effectiveness as a gunslinger comes from his pragmatic, world-weary nature. He's seen the worst of the Empire, which gives him the cool nerve and quick reflexes needed to make tough, morally gray calls instantly. No second thoughts, just results. He doesn't shoot for pride or glory. He shoots because if he doesn't, well, no one else will. Number 7, Han Solo. Some gunslingers draw for honor, but Han, well, he draws because he knows he's better. His weapon, the DL-44 heavy blaster pistol, is a beast, short-barreled, powerful, and stripped of its scope so he can pull it quicker than anyone else. In Solo, we see Han do what every true gunslinger eventually learns. Shoot first, or don't shoot at all. Beckett's talking, buying time, thinking he can still outsmart the kid he trained. But Han's done listening. He doesn't flinch, doesn't hesitate, just fires. One clean shot, and just like that, Beckett, one of the galaxy's most notorious outlaw, goes down mid-sentence. One of the many moments that defines Han Solo. Han grew up fighting for scraps on Corellia, where you don't last long there by being noble. Every fight, bluff, every draw comes from the same place. Survival, pretty much. So when Han shoots, it's not ego. It's muscle memory from a life that never gave him too much time to think. That's what makes Han dangerous. On Mos Eisley, he sits calm, almost lazy, until Greedo talks too long. One flash, one shot, and Greedo's burned to a crisp. Just one of the many moments that define him a gunslinger through and through. He's still alive because he moves first and talks his way out later. And even on Cloud City, when he draws on Darth Vader, sure, Vader blocks every bolt like it's child's play. The point is, Han draws. No hesitation, no fear. Just pure instinct. Even decades later in The Force Awakens, he's still deadly. Casually nailing every impossible shot with that classic, yeah, I meant to do that energy. Han might not be the cleanest shooter or the most disciplined, but he's the one who always fires first, and somehow always walks away. Number 6, Jango Fett. Why does Jango Fett matter? Because he wasn't just fast, he was flawless. In his line of work, one mistake meant death, and he never made one. Well, at least not until he met Mace Windu. Jango carried 2 Westar 34 blaster pistols, light and deadly, made from rare DeLorean alloy, so they never overheated. He drew them faster than most people could blink. During the Battle of Geonosis, he proved it, killing Jedi Master Coleman Trebor in seconds. Not luck, precision, timing. And when he faced Obi-Wan Kenobi on Kamino, he fought him to a standstill. Jango wasn't just a shooter, he was a tactician. Even the charging reek in the arena fell to a single shot to the eye. He was so efficient that the Republic cloned him to create an army. And after his death, the Kaminoans never found another template that matched him. His DNA had to be stretched thin, and with every copy, the soldiers grew weaker. That's how good Jango Fett was. He didn't just raise the bar, he became the blueprint. Number 5, Din Djarin. Din Djarin doesn't duel for glory, he shoots to survive. His IB-94 blaster pistol isn't fancy, but it's brutally effective. Every bolt counts. Every pull of the trigger lands exactly where he means it to. He fires while moving, rolling, or pinned down, and somehow still hits center mass. That kind of control doesn't come from luck. It's Mandalorian training, perfected through years of survival. When he rescues Grogu from the Imperial Remnant, he doesn't spray shots wildly. He clears hallways like a soldier, each bolt timed, each enemy falling before they can react. And on Arvala 7, outnumbered by Nikto mercenaries, he fights side by side with IG-11, pivoting between cover and open fire, his pistol tracking targets like it's wired to his instincts. Unlike most gunslingers, Din's Beskar armor changes everything. It lets him fight up close, aggressive, unshaken, fearless, where others would hide. He's not the flashiest or the fastest. He's the one who stays calm when the blaster smoke fills the air. Din Djarin doesn't draw first, he draws right. But long before blasters hummed in perfect rhythm, there was a man who turned gunfighting into an art form. A duelist so fast, people swore he could outdraw a thought. Number 4, Galandro. Some men draw for money, some for honor. Galandro drew because the galaxy needed to remember his name. They called him the Laser Artist, a title no one else dared claim. He was faster than Han Solo. Even Han himself, his great rival, admitted Galandro was faster. This grudging respect was mutual, but it also fueled their complicated relationship. Galandro didn't duel for the sake of a fight. He dueled to extinguish any doubt, any competitor, and any perceived threat to his legacy. He wielded a monster of a pistol, the Mersun model 434 Death Hammer, a heavy, brutal weapon perfectly reflecting the man who held it. In his hands, the gun became an extension of his own cold philosophy. There was no room for error, no room for empathy. Galandro's obsession was speed. He even practiced drawing with dead blasters, just to prove he could beat anyone. Even when it didn't matter, he wasn't the best because he wanted to be. He was the best because the galaxy couldn't stop him, until technology did. A man so fast, only a machine could kill him. After being humiliated by Han Solo on Amud, Galandro's pride consumed him, driving him across the underworld and beyond the corporate sector to track Solo down on Delalt. There, amidst ancient ruins and lost treasure, Galandro's cunning and deadly efficiency shone through as he survived brutal battles against Shim's war robots and struck uneasy alliances for a share of the legendary queen of Ranroon's riches. Yet, his arrogance and relentless need to prove himself brought him face to face with Solo once more, where he outdrew the smuggler, but spared him only to savor his triumph. Ironically, it wasn't a rival's blaster that ended Galandro's reign, but automated defense systems buried deep within Shim's vaults, killing the undefeated duelist in an instant. In death, Galandro became a symbol of fatal pride. A gunslinger whose unmatched speed could best any living opponent, but not the cold precision of a machine. Number 3. Boba Fett. Up till he shows up in the Book of Boba Fett, he doesn't talk much. But he didn't have to. When the galaxy heard the name Boba Fett, it remembered how many people stopped running the moment they did. The son and unaltered clone of Jango Fett, Boba inherited the instincts of a perfect soldier and spent a lifetime perfecting them. Trained since childhood in the art of survival, marksmanship, and strategy, he became fluent in every form of combat his father mastered. While most bounty hunters rely on luck, Boba relies on calculation. Every move, every shot is deliberate. His EE-3 carbine rifle isn't flashy, it's efficient. Burst fire, high impact, deadly accurate. And in his hands, it's poetry written in blaster bolts. Boba outthinks his enemies rather than outshoots them. But Boba Fett's legend wasn't built on speed. It was built on precision under pressure. He's the kind of gunslinger who walks into a fight already knowing how it ends. His blaster is just one weapon in an arsenal built for domination. And yes, he's backed it up. He climbed Darth Vader's short list of elite hunters, tracked the one ship no one else found, and claimed the kill on Cad Bane by his own hand. He dispatched Bib Fortuna, shrugged off the Sarlacc, and left dozens of thugs, syndicate enforcers, and one-off foes behind him in his wake. That's the legacy. Not flashy, not reckless, just inevitable. Boba studies you. He watches your rhythm. He waits for that tiny hesitation, that one blink, and then boom, it's over. That's what sets him apart. Boba's not just a shooter, he's a strategist, a cold, patient predator. He doesn't need the fastest draw when the entire battlefield is already playing his game. And sure, Boba earned that reputation. But before the galaxy whispered his name in fear, someone else was defining what it meant to be the deadliest gunslinger alive. Number 2, Cad Bane. Cad Bane didn't need luck, the Force, or fancy armor. He was the best because everyone else died proving him wrong. Armed with his twin LL-30 Persuaders, Bane turned killing into a discipline. These pistols weren't decoration. They were tools, built for precision, balanced for speed, and forged from an alloy that could handle endless fire. Cad Bane was way more than just a bounty hunter. He was the template for everyone that came after. The hat, the long coat, the calm stare under pressure. All copied, never equaled. Even the Fets owed something to him, but Bane was never anyone's shadow. He studied the Jedi and broke their rhythm. His breathing tubes countered force chokes. His rocket boots matched their speed. His gauntlets packed flamethrowers, whips, and detonators, turning duels into traps he always walked away from. He fought Obi-Wan, traded strikes with Anakin, and disarmed Ahsoka before she even earned her braid. When the Jedi thought they understood him, He'd already moved on to the next contract. He dropped Hunter, the enhanced clone, the legendary tracker of the Bad Batch, in a single shot, outdrew Cobb Vanth in the street, and even in death, he made Boba Fett earn it. Cad Bane was cold, calculated, and professional to the point of perfection. He never missed. He never hesitated. He never changed. Even when it came to Nero, his oldest friend, Bane didn't flinch. One duel, 2 shots, no mercy. That's how legends die in the underworld. That's what made him terrifying. And it wasn't by accident. The creators of the Clone Wars designed him that way. A walking homage to the Old West. Everything about Bane was built from Western DNA. The wide-brimmed hat, the dust-worn coat, the twin blasters hanging low on his hips. George Lucas specifically wanted a pure Western outlaw in Star Wars. And Bane was born from unused concept art dating back to the original trilogy. His personality came from Lee Van Cleef's Angel Eyes. Quiet, unshakable, lethal. Corey Burton's voice added the venom, a low, controlled drawl digitally tuned to sound like steel scraping sand. Even his toothpick was a stand-in for the cigarette Lucas couldn't show on a kid's show. A sly nod to the smoking gunslinger trope. Every duel Bane ever fought felt straight out of an old western. Just him, a dusty street, and dead silence. From Ord Mantell to Tatooine, it was the same rhythm every time. The framing, the tension, the pause before the draw, all of it straight up cinematic. Star Wars didn't just borrow the Western vibe, it owned it. Cad Bane wasn't some guy inspired by Western gunslingers. He was the gunslinger. The real deal, just swap the hat and revolver for a wide-brimmed brim and twin LL-30. But here's the thing about legends. They set the bar so someone else can raise it. And when the blaster smoke finally cleared, there was only one man who stood taller. Not faster by reflex, but by instinct. Not deadlier, but steadier. The soldier who never missed when it mattered. Number 1, Captain Rex. And for our number 1 spot, Captain Rex. Not because he's the fastest, not because he's the flashiest, but because no one, not one, ever mastered the blaster with more purpose, precision, or control. That's why he's number 1. While bounty hunters like Cad Bane lived for duels, Rex lived for wars. He wasn't fighting for money or survival. He was fighting for purpose. That's what makes him the most complete gunslinger in Star Wars. His dual DC-17 hand blasters were extensions of his discipline. He wielded them with perfect balance, ambidextrous, controlled, and precise under fire. That's ARC Trooper training in action, built from thousands of hours, thousands of battles. Where others relied on instinct, Rex relied on judgment. He was trained for chaos but mastered order. During the Umbera campaign, he questioned Jedi authority, defied orders, and saved his men from suicide missions. In the Siege of Mandalore, his accuracy cut through waves of clones and droids alike. And during Order 66, he resisted his own programming. That gunfight against his own men solidified his legendary status. That moment alone proves his edge over any bounty hunter. Cad Bane had reflexes, Rex had willpower, and will beats speed every time. He's a soldier who turned survival into an art form. From the Battle of Rishi Station to Geonosis, Camino, and finally Endor, Rex adapted, evolved, and endured. Even when the Empire rose, he didn't fade into legend, he kept fighting. Rex's gunslinging isn't about flashy duels or clever tricks. It's about consistency under pressure. His reflexes, inherited from Jango Fett, were refined beyond their template. Sharper, steadier, smarter. Jango and Boba fought for themselves. Rex fought for everyone else. He's the evolution of the gunslinger ideal, a warrior who could lead, command, and still outshoot anyone on the field. No tricks, no theatrics, just precision, purpose, and perfect execution. Because in the end, the deadliest shot isn't the one that's fastest. It's the one that never wavers. Captain Rex isn't just the best gunslinger in Star Wars, he's the standard everyone else is still trying to reach. Some gunslingers live for the fight. Here are some gunslingers who just missed the cut. Obi-Wan Kenobi? Yes, that's right. Obi-Wan is here. He only draws when he has to. And that's what makes him terrifying. When General Grievous towered over him, Obi-Wan ended it with a couple calm blaster shots straight to the heart. So uncivilized. In the Clone Wars, disguised as the bounty hunter Rocco Hardeen, Obi-Wan proved that wasn't luck. He aced every shooting test, outscoring mercenaries who'd lived their whole lives by the gun. He could snipe from a distance, duel at close range, and adapt instantly, all while hiding who he really was. Even years later, in exile, his aim never faded. In Obi-Wan Kenobi, he rescues Leia with clean, surgical shots that remind us the Jedi may have called blasters uncivilized, but Obi-Wan made them look honorable. If accuracy made a legend, IG-11 would be number 1. The droid from The Mandalorian never missed, not once. He spins, fires in every direction, and every shot hits home. No wasted motion, no errors, just mechanical perfection. When protecting Grogu, he walks through blaster fire like it's math. Calm, calculated, unstoppable. But that's the thing. IG-11 isn't a gunslinger. He doesn't feel the fight. He doesn't hesitate or choose when to pull the trigger. He just executes the code. Perfect aim, no soul behind it. And that's why he stays an honorable mention, not a legend. And there you have it. 10 of the fastest, deadliest, and most legendary shooters in the galaxy. From Cassian's cold precision to Rex's unshakable command, every shot told a story. Drop a comment and tell me who I missed, or who you think draws the fastest in Star Wars. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, fire off a subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss another deep dive from Wook. Thanks for watching, and remember, in this galaxy, it's not about who shoots first. It's about who's still standing when the smoke clears.